about adjunct right. Y'all ready for a fight?
Damn right!
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 What's it about?
Adjunct rights!
What's it about?
Adjunct rights!
What's it about?
Adjunct rights!
We win! When we burn! We win! When we burn! We win! When we burn! We win! Stand up! Stand up! What's it about?
Adjunct rights!
What's it about?
Adjunct rights!
What's it about?
Adjunct rights!
We got the power. What kind of power?
Union power!
What kind of power?
Union power!
What kind of power?
Union power!
I know it's peace.
No justice!
No peace!
No justice!
No peace!
Steelworkers Union!
Steelworkers Union!
Everywhere we go,
Everywhere we go,
people want to know
people want to know
who we are. Ho ho! Tom Corbin's got to go. Hey hey! Ho ho! Tom Corbin's got to go. They haven't paid yet. Steel workers and people who are coming. Who are you guys? Good thing you came down here so early.
Anything else? I'm not happy.
Catch it. Look. All right.
I can do it alone. Right now.
We're gonna hold the line. Everywhere we go,
everywhere we go,
people wanna know.
people want to know
Who we are, adjunct.
mighty, mighty adjunct.
We are the nurses.
We are the nurses.
Mighty, mighty nurses. People wanna know.
Union power!
Who's got the power?
We got the power!
Who's got the power?
We got the power!
Power.
We got the power!
Who's got the power? Who's got the power?
We got the power!
Who's got the power?
Union power!
Who's got the power?
We got the power!
Who's got the power?
Union power! We got
Women's rights are under attack. What do we do?
stand up, fight back!
When immigrant rights are under attack, what do we do?
Stand up, fight back!
When adjunct rights are under attack.
Pittsburgh is a union town. Get up! Get down! Pittsburgh is a union town. Get up! We are the workers!
United Steelworkers.
Fight back!
What do we do?
Stand up, fight back!
What do we do? What do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
Ready for a party?
All right, we're doing it ourselves.
At the table here, we also have our retired directors on the Fazio.
Fighting for healthcare. Fighting for healthcare. Fighting for our rights.
Fighting for our
with our steelworker kids on it. And as usual, they're all 100% union-made kids.
Steel City Angels, thank you today. Give them a big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. My brother, how you doing?
We are good organized. Pittsburgh workers on the rise. Pittsburgh workers on the rise. We are good
To say thanks to labor, and we thank their parents as well for all their support. Here we have the Pittsburgh Typographic Union Local 7 following the Carrick High School Day.
Of the AFL-CIO, you're all invited.
Thank you.
We're here today to thank a lot of other people. This is a new era, and we're heavily involved in it here in Pittsburgh. The first gentleman I'm going to call up here is somebody I want to thank for permitting us all from labor to use this place as labor's temple. Anytime we need something, the steelworkers are there, and we appreciate it. We could not do, and we could.
We're going to finish it up with this rally here and talk about what we need to get accomplished, particularly in Pennsylvania as we move into November. It's one of the most crucial times we face. We all know the assault that's on labor, it's on the House of Labor everywhere, but we can turn it back. We can turn it back one by one. We can turn it back the way we know how to work. We can beat their money, and we can fight back, and that's what we're going to do here.
So, standing here today, I guess I'm in my real home. Because we're members of the USW. As a native of McKeesport, Pennsylvania, that has a lot of meaning for me. I was raised in a union town, and I'm so proud to be a union member. They call us adjuncts. That's not really a job title. That's a way to say you're something on the side, you're like connected, but you're not the real deal. Well, my students don't call me, hey, Adjunct Taxel. They call me Professor Taxel. I'm their teacher. know, Jack just mentioned passion. That's what so many of us, I'm looking at Sharon Brady, she's a colleague from my school. Sharon's all about passion. She's an artist and a teacher. She's all about passion. A good teacher is always about passion. That's what my students write on evaluations. You've got passion.
I want to clear something up. I'll never call her a adjunct again. So let me thank the professor, the teacher, and a woman that's going to make a difference. Thank you. Over St. James Catholic Church, Franklin Avenue in Wilkinsburg. Everybody knows where Wilkinsburg is, they know where St. James Church is, okay? So let's try to get over there and support that group, because you know that's what's happening all over the country, and it's happening now here. You know, this next gentleman I'm going to introduce, this is not news to him. If you know anything about labor, and if you're following it just a little bit, you heard a guy named Rich Trumka, before he was the president of the AFL-CIO, but when he was the president of the Mighty Mine Workers. Process right now. Rich has not only sent staff to those locations, but Rich has been on many locations throughout his career. And let me tell you, just on a personal note, it's very easy to work for a man who will do what he asks you to do and has already did it. Let me introduce to you the president of the AFL-CIO, President Richard Trumka.
Hope and power right now are rising, brothers and sisters, because we're on the right path, and Pittsburgh's leading the way. We'll stand together to raise wages. We'll march together for a better future, for better working pay, for a strong future. We won't back down. We won't back up. We won't step aside. We won't be turned aside. We won't be pushed back. We won't be denied. This is our country, and it's time we took it back for the workers everywhere. God bless you.
The right person for the right job for the governor of Pennsylvania. You know, I was looking around this room. There's husbands and wives, wives and husbands. Actually, there's families, husbands, wives, and children. And marching today, some of them even brought their dog. So instead of just, and it's all I was going to do and it was planned to do, is to introduce Tom Wolf, the next governor of Pennsylvania, I'm going to introduce Tom Wolf and his lovely wife, Frances Wolf, to come up, take the podium, and let's hear from the candidate who will be governor in November of 2014. Tom.
Thank you so much, and I really appreciate being forced to follow Rich Trumka. That's really nice. But here's the point. What he talked about was something that grabbed us in the heart, in the gut, right? Yeah, I'm not like that. But what I want to say is something I hope to grab you in your minds. Because what we're talking about here today is not just something that feels good. It's something that actually makes sense. We're working against Right to work. Where do they get these names, by the way? Right to work? Or less? Right, okay. That's right.
Thank you.
We need to, what we're talking about here is in the context of actually fairness. Now, I've built a business twice, and I know that you don't succeed in building a business without treating your workers fairly. And I know you don't build a strong economy or a strong state of Pennsylvania without making sure that you are treating everyone who works in this state fairly. We have not done that for the last 40 years. We all have been on the defensive. And so what we hear from are people like, Professor Taxel, Professor Taxel, there you are. Rebecca, right? Not adjunct, professor. We're hearing from Kim. And is it Jared or Gerald? Jared? You need to know that fairness matters, and for the last 40 years, everything we've done to play defense has been to defend the rights of people who want nothing more than a fair society. I'm new at this. I lived my life in York County, Pennsylvania, but this is a democracy. And if you don't like what's going on, we can't whine about it. We got to do what you're doing. We got to do what I'm doing, and that is stand up and let's make this society the fair society we need it to be, so we can have the future we all deserve. Thank you very much.